Hey, how's everybody? This is the Reentry Connect podcast, spinning the track. Usually I spin it with my homie Bayak, but we had some little technical difficulties, but it's all good. It's your host, Keenan Hudson, here tonight, doing a little solo. Hopefully my homie Bayak can come on and we'll chop it up with spinning the track. Spinning the track, just touching on a little bit about envy versus hate. Um, but you know how I do it. I always get right into it. you know. So I know that I've spoke to a lot of people that always, they kind of touch on what's the difference between envy and hate. Um, and I know like you may ask yourself, well, what does this have to do with reentry? But it has a lot to do with reentry because oftentimes when people are inside, when I mentioned that the battle starts there, it starts there. So while you're in there, you'll face a lot of the similar challenges you'll face out in the world, and it can be discouraging. So oftentimes I try to share with people that, hate, you're always going to have hate. People are always going to come around. People are going to hate on everything you do. Whether you do something good, they're going to hate. If you do something bad, they're going to hate. That's just inevitable. Like those type of things are just going to happen. Now, when you look at envy, I believe envy is built up from people that surround you. Oftentimes we may consider people friends, associates, or even family, that watch you do certain things. You level up in certain ways, but then people always find something to say or even grow envious towards things that you're doing. Most times, um, how can I put it? Is something that every person goes through, especially the hate situation. Um, it's like you can't allow that to affect you though. Like there's been a lot of criticizing on my behalf on things that I was trying to accomplish and trying to do when I came home from prison. But I didn't listen to a lot of the negative feedback. A lot of people would try to tell me, oh, this is how you're supposed to live your life. Oh, this is the way you do things. And if you don't do it a certain way, um, things are just not going to work out for you. I tell people all the time, shout out to Brandy. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Um, I tell people all the time that no matter what you do in life, you're going to be your biggest supporter. Even when your family don't support you, even when the friends don't support you, or even when these, so-called associates, come around and they don't support you. I shared the post earlier that, you know, support doesn't necessarily mean something of monetary value, meaning it's not just supporting with money. Sharing or liking somebody posts, can go a long way. You see what I'm saying? Or sharing a word, hey, my friend has a podcast, or hey, my family member came out with a book, or hey, this person is starting a clothing line. What do a person have to be famous for you to support them? But most people would rather hate on somebody that they know, but support that celebrity that they don't know. But again, it's going to happen in life. And I know this can be a subject that a lot of people can relate to because everybody goes through it. Uh, I want to call it this time. What are y'all doing? But um, but nonetheless, I always just share that though because, like I said, I faced a lot of challenges. I faced a lot of ups and downs. Um, especially when I wanted to um chase the dreams that I had. I chased all the goals and my ambitions that I had from when I came home. But the minute I begin to share them with people, people begin to like shoot them down. They just shoot those goals and those visions down. But again, I think that's a form of hate. But then going back to envy, I believe that envy is built up over time with somebody just around you, people that's around you. They see you doing little things. They start to say, "Oh, you don't know how to act. You showing off, and you doing this, or you acting different." But why would you work hard to just stay the same? Like that's not and then in the same in the right perspective. Like you're not staying the same um in a way of you becoming arrogant or you're trying to shun people because you have a little more than somebody. No, not in that way. It's more in a positive mindset. It's more on another level of mindset. You see what I mean? It's not that you want to stay stagnant in one place. You want to stay on top in a way whereas nobody can pull you down. Brother Ontario said right here, he says, how do you block out the outside noise? And a lot of times, Ontario, and that's a good point because the outside noise, it's like sometimes you got to put the blinders on. You got to put the blinders on where you're just seeing forward. Because if you see the distractions on the side, the haters on the side, or the envy on the side, it's always going to knock you off focus. Like I encourage people all the time. I say, listen, if you're going to attack a goal, if you're going to launch a book, or if you're going to launch a program, whatever the case may be, do it. Like, don't go off of, what the haters are going to say or what people are going to think about you. Because if you do that, you'll never get nothing done. I believe one time, I think I heard like Wallow267, shout out to Wallow, when he mentioned that, haters are like your marketing tool. Absolutely. If they come on and hate, hey, you market off of it. You don't got to entertain it because as I mentioned earlier, again, you do something good, they're going to hate. You do something bad, they're going to hate. So overall, stop wasting your time trying to please others. But again, going back to blocking out the outside noise is you honing into yourself, is you zoning out within yourself, tuning into what your strengths are. You know your strengths. You know what you're good at. So you got to embrace that as if nobody is around. Remember, when you're in the gym shooting shots, you probably gonna be the only one clapping it up for yourself. That's it. A lot of other people, they'll talk about your missed shots. I mean, if you made some, they'll talk about it too. But coming back to some of these comments, says Brandy says the moment you tell your dream to small-minded people, they will discourage you, belittle it, steal the idea, or become your competitor. Absolutely. I agree with that. That's why you got to be careful who you share your visions with. You got to be careful who you share your goals with. Because people will come, they'll try to they'll steal those things. They'll definitely try to talk you out of doing what you really want to do. You know what I mean? It's like, like somebody once told me at a time where they had a complete book and a friend told them, oh, what you need with a book? You don't need no book. They ain't going to sell. They ain't going to do this. They ain't going to do that. But I'm thinking like, wow, everybody has a life story. Everybody has a story to tell. And for a person to try to discourage somebody, that person doesn't need to be in your circle. That's just going to show you. If a person's not encouraging you, they don't need to be in your circle. If a person is not supportive of you, they don't need to be in your circle. If a person's not going to be there when you're down, they don't need to be in your circle. Because a real supporter or a real person or a real friend is going to say, hey, I want you every step of the way. Even if I don't catch you live or even if I don't purchase your book, I'm going to still make my presence known to let you know, hey, that I'm still here. You know, it's gonna be the ones that, yeah, I'm riding with you, yeah, this, that, and the third, but then they start hating on you. They start talking junk. You know, then word gets back around to you. The next thing you know, it's like, dang, what happened? Thought you was all for me. So again, that envy, you know, we can go to a lot of these workshops, we go to these networking events, things like that. You share with some good people. I believe some of my greatest supporters, and I'm not gonna lie, like I have some family, support. Um, shout out to my, like Aunt Valerie, my father's side. My my Aunt Valerie, my cousin Ned, a lot of them, and even some of the cousins that I didn't mention, but a lot of them are supportive. But if you were to ask like far as support on like my mom's side, things like that, I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. Like, and this is the family that I was born, raised up with. You know what I'm saying? That raised me since childhood. But they don't support. But I don't let that stop me though. I don't let that stop me. I don't let, those little things stop me. Some of the greatest supporters, as I was just saying, some of them come from different states. They come from people that, I probably met at a conference, met at a workshop event, um, or met even on Facebook, LinkedIn. It's always those that who you may not know that's doing the most important things for you. And like literally, like I've literally like seen that. Like I tell people all the time, even when I was in prison, right? And it's sad to say, but when you grow up in a place like that and you grow to learn people, you start to begin to know people better than you know your own family because of the constant intermingling that everybody's with. You're in the yard, you're going to the chapel, you're going to the child hall, you're going to the gym, you're going to work lines, you're going to school. You're constantly around individuals on a 24/7 basis. So you have no choice but to learn and grow from one another. You understand what I'm saying? So now, of course, you're going to feel like a bond, or you're going to form a bond in a way that you get a better understanding of each individual. So going back to, again, you knowing strangers better than you know your own family. And that's very sad to say. Right here, Ontario said most people hate being alone. That's true too. A lot of people hate being alone, but I tell people all the time that may be the best thing for you, being alone at that moment. I believe that within time, I believe that the creator will send the people, will send the right energies, will send the right spirits around you that's supposed to be around you to uplift you and hold you and literally push you forward to the right direction. But again, envy lurks, hate lurks. But hate, again, that's going to come. That's just, again, if you do something bad, they're going to hate on you. You do something good, they're going to hate on you. So don't spend your time trying to please people. I find a lot of people that return to society, they try to please people instead of getting themselves right. They try to please people. Oh, I need to keep up with them. I got to show them that I got some money in my pocket. I got to flash my little couple $100 bills just to show, yeah, I'm doing it out here. That's not the way. You're trying to impress people that don't even like you. You're trying to dance with people that's laughing at you behind your back. You're trying to eat at the table with somebody to put something in your food. But these are your peoples, these are your friends, these are your family, these are your homies, the ones that you saying, oh yeah, you speaking highly of, but they putting you down behind your back? Absolutely not. I tell people all the time, everybody in your circle is not in your corner. So you always gotta try to reevaluate who you're dealing with, and how you're dealing with them. You can always embrace people from a distance. You can embrace, you can speak, you can give your your salutes, your greetings, but I don't mean they got to hang with you. They don't got to eat where you eat. They don't got to drive in the car you drive in. But again, this is Keenan Hudson, your host from the Reentry Connect podcast, spinning the track. Shout out to my homie Bayak. He was supposed to be on tonight, but like I said, we had some little technical difficulties, but it's all good. We're just still, just going to go with the flow. Bayak, if you hear this, I'm not sure if you went live or not, but I'll be jumping right on as soon as I get finished this. Just give me a few more minutes. So feel free, anybody, if you want any questions, anything you want to drop in the chat, feel free. Like I said, the title is Spin the Track. See, as I mentioned before, spin the track is more so it's the terminology that we use in prison. Like if you need to talk about something, going to the yard, or you got something on your mind that you try and get off your chest, but you just venting, you just talking. That's called spin the track. Yo, we gonna spin the track. Spin the track, talk about life, talk about old times, good times. That's all that's about. But like I said, I formed this topic around envy versus hate. And envy is a terrible thing. And I know most people that has trust issues, like myself, don't allow people to get too close. Never get too close. You're never going to get everything out of me. Like, I'm not going to tell you everything because I know how the hate and the envy thing goes. I know how the envy and hate goes inside prison, and I also figured out how it works out here as well. Out here is masked up a lot more. You gotta be very careful. You want to know why you gotta be very careful? Because sugar and salt look the same. Yes, indeed. Sugar and salt looks the same. That's why I don't trust nobody. I trust no man. I trust nobody. Never said that I couldn't talk to you. Never said that I couldn't, communicate. Never said I couldn't network. Never said that, we couldn't do an event or anything of that nature. But sugar and salt looks the same. Yep. The friends that you think that's right, whole time they wrong. The friends that you deem that's of good stature and of noble character seem to be as wicked as the wickedest person on earth. And a lot of this, again, it comes with experience. It comes with time. It comes with trial and error. You know what I mean? So, again, get a little drink of water, y'all. But it's just something, like I said, I just wanted to talk about that I know we all go through, and we always, try to brainstorm and try to understand what's the best way out of certain things, or the best way to remove yourself from that hate or that envy. And sometimes it's probably best to isolate. It's probably best to get away, analyze the situation, analyze who you're dealing with, clean up shop, clean up the house, empty that closet out, because you don't want things to literally like escalate in a way that when it does hit the fan and you find out who that person is or who those people are, you don't want to respond in the wrong way. You never entertain misery because misery does love company, but you don't want to entertain that. So, and the misery, again, can be named hate. So you want to keep that at bay at all times. I've seen some people do some real wicked things. Like I've seen one time in the prison yard, I can recall. It was a group of I watch what I say, but it was a group of guys, right? So they were all cool, but however, they was plotting an attack on a specific individual that was part of that group. Whatever the violation was, that's neither here nor there. But the very same group came out, hollered at him, dapped him up, et cetera, et cetera. Next thing you know, it pops off. Somebody opens somebody up with a razor. Next thing you know, somebody came behind the guy. This is somebody he was just walking with. Somebody came behind the guy and bear hugged him. And the rest of the group just started going in on him. Boop, bop, boop, bop. I'm talking about they slicing him up, they hitting him up, face lumped up, scars. You talking about open food? That's the terminology you'll hear, like, yo, somebody trying to eat my food. You hear a lot of it in New York, but we had New York people over, in prison as well in Pennsylvania. But open the face up, leave the scar. That'd be that's like the permanent damage to show you every time you look at that scar, it reminds you of what happened in the prison, of what happened when you got attacked that day. Scar opened up. I'm talking about teeth missing, eye socket broke, nose broke, jaw 2 different places broke. But I was like, wow. But these were the people that, he relied on. These are the people that he trusted. But whatever happened, again, that's neither here nor there. But the people he trusted the most turned on him. Powerful. It's powerful. And the more and more, that, I was exposed and seeing a lot of those things, it allowed me to start viewing people just like different, like that. Is this person for me or that? Is this person against me or that? What's going on here? Because a lot of times, again, sugar looks just like salt. I don't trust nobody. But I'm not going to be on here too long, y'all. I just wanted to drop just a little something. Definitely look forward to having a nice podcast tomorrow. Remember, Miss Sarita, Miss Sheena, Miss Backus, all of them be on here tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in. Yes, tune in tomorrow. It should be around 8 o'clock. We're going to have a nice little discussion. Like I'm always trying to bring, some fruitful things and some food for thought for individuals to have, good takeaways. A lot of people have been contacting me actually through a lot of inboxes, emails. Thank you guys for reaching out and asking for the type of advice for individuals returning and they're expecting to return and things like that. That's been a good like motivation right there. It's like you really trusting my honest opinion about certain things. It's always good to literally lean towards a mentor or someone that has that experience in which you haven't been through yet. I tell everybody that all the time. I mean, you don't have to trust everybody. You don't have to tell everybody everything. You don't even tell your boss, even at your job, everything. You know why? Because things will shift. People will look at you differently. Things will change. But I just want to tell everybody right now, y'all stay encouraged. No matter what, whether the envy, the hate, you keep pushing for your goal. You never allow anything to deter you from doing what you want to do in life. If you have some goals set or if you have a book of life written down, that you want to accomplish, you go ahead and you go at it full force. Don't let nobody stop you. Not no hater, not no backbiter, not no stranger or no enemy can hold you back from doing what you want to do. So without further ado, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast, spinning the track, Envy vs. Hate, and I'll catch up to y'all later, all right? It's your host, Keenan Hudson, and right here at the Reentry Connect podcast. I appreciate having y'all. Don't feel free to like, share, subscribe over on YouTube as well. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.